the multiple trailers that was dropped tonight during the Super Bowl was another one for Mulan. I have already seen at least one other trailer, I believe. I want to say there's been more than one trailer that's been released, but right now I'm only remembering one that I've actually watched. So I could be just completely blanking if I saw another one, but I'm curious to check this out and find out if there's anything new in it. So let's go ahead and do that now.
Close the gates! 6 of our northern cities
I remember seeing that
have
scene.
fallen in a coordinated attack. Their leader fights alongside a witch. Crush these murderers, Your Majesty.
Every family must contribute 1 man to fight.
You're a war hero. You've already made many great sacrifices.
Pretty similar to what we've already seen, isn't it?
My father cannot fight, so I will take his place.
The northern invaders will kill her.
If I expose her, our own people will kill her.
When we take the Imperial City, I will take revenge. For my father. What is your name, soldier?
Hua Jun, Commander, son of Hua Zhou.
Now take the
She doesn't even... She sounds like a very young, pre-pubescent girl, doesn't she? Not very convincing. Maybe a little there.
Release!
You will die pretending to be something you're not.
Yet here I stand, proof that there is a place for people like us.
A
Oh,
girl
that was
threatens
kind
our
of cool.
plans.
A warrior.
Okay. All right, you guys. So I don't believe, unless it happened so fast that I didn't notice it the first time in the other reaction and review that I did for the trailer, I remember seeing the bad guy people running up the wall, which was pretty supernatural feat that looked like they were performing. I don't remember seeing Mulan do it. So my question now is she going to have some sort of supernatural type, preternatural, whatever powers beyond like a regular human? Because it was my understanding that she was supposed to just be a regular human. She didn't have any powers. She was just a warrior. And now I'm seeing her running sideways on a wall. And I'm wondering if they're going to incorporate some, other fantastical stuff with her character and make her be something more than I remember her being in the cartoon, the animated movie. But it's been so long since I've seen it. So maybe it had that in there, but I don't remember at all. I just didn't think so. It was a little surprising to see her do that. Well, my first clue that something was a little up with her was when she did the backflip on the horse out of the saddle and landed on the back of the horse. I was like, okay, well, I don't know, sometimes in those movies coming out of, different Asian countries, they have these, I'm thinking Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon with all the, all the fighting sort of stuff and the absolutely impossible ways in which they were jumping around and doing their stuff. Now, I never watched the movie, so I don't know what the premise of it was, and maybe they were supernatural or whatever, but I don't know. It kind of reminded me a little bit of that when I saw some of the ways that the people were moving around and fighting and all that. So it makes me curious. I've made no secret of the fact that I'm not a huge fan of these live action remakes that Disney has been doing for multiple reasons. But this is the first one I've seen so far that that I'm remembering right now. It's late. So I don't know that I can't remember any that I've seen. I want to say there maybe was one I saw, but I'm not remembering it at all right now. So it's very possible. No, I haven't. It's just, this is the first one that is even like remotely interesting me, or remotely making me interested to go see it on the big screen, because this seems like a movie that would be fun to watch on the big screen just because of all the action and everything. And it certainly does look like they are aiming for a more serious tone with this, as I noticed in the last trailer that I had watched. And, you know, because some people were upset that the little dragon wasn't in there, that there were no songs. And some people had been mentioning in my comments section about how that Disney was trying to, that people had been upset when the animated movie came out, because it wasn't really either wasn't really true to the legend of Mulan, the history, or the myth of Mulan, whatever, because she's got this fantastical story. That they added all this stuff in, and that some people were not happy about that. So with the live action movie, they're trying to go with a more grounded, realistic approach to her story. They're trying to be more true to her, her myth, her legend, or whatever. And that makes sense. So in that case, you wouldn't want a silly little dragon. And you wouldn't necessarily want them to be breaking out in song every few moments. Maybe they'll play the song at the end, in the credits. I think that would be probably a perfect place for it, because it's a nice song. A lot of people liked it. I liked it. And it feels like that the movie would kind of not really be complete without it in some way. Maybe the score, maybe the music from the song, not necessarily the lyrics or whatever, but I guess we'll find out. Anyway, this trailer was right at about 2 minutes, so just a perfect length, and I felt like it flowed well. I mean, just like I felt like the other one did too. A lot of stuff that it showed in here we've already seen before, but it was okay. We saw some stuff that was a little new, and curious to find out how well this actress is going to be able to pull off the attempted portrayal of a male warrior, because in many of the shots of her as the male, she was not very convincing. Like I said, she sounded like a prepubescent boy. She sounded like a child, little kid. It just was not very convincing at first. I'm like, isn't it obvious she's a girl? But then there was other scenes where it's like, okay, well, maybe you could mistake her for a young boy, like maybe a 12-year-old. But anyway, I guess we'll find out. And okay, I can't think of anything else to add to this, so I'm going to wrap this one up and move on to the next one, because there's at least one or two more that I wanted to check out. So, bye.